put that
You
there.
put it wherever you like the look of it. And then we'll also, at the end, we'll get a couple pictures. We can have Anna B
Awesome.
shoot pictures that we
Right.
can promo with. Okay.
All right. Whenever you're ready.
It's Pickle Jar Up All Night. It's Katie and Scott here. We are so happy to have in the studio with us in person singer-songwriter Scarlett. Welcome, Scarlett.
Yay!
Hey, everybody.
Very happy to have you here. You're from Germany originally.
Yes.
I know you've lived here a long time. What part of Germany?
I'm from Heidelberg,
Yeah.
which is southwest. It takes me about not quite 2 hours to get to France.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that would be a horrible way to live.
I know. That sounds so exotic.
It's pretty terrible.
yeah.
Do you get to go back often?
I just went for a whole month, actually, in January. February.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Wow.
a great time.
Did you have decent weather?
In the end. The
Good.
very last 2 days we did.
Because I was just in England a couple of weeks ago and we got so lucky. But you never know when you're going to
Yeah.
Europe, especially in the winter. Well, you actually discovered country music while growing up in Germany, right?
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, it's a very, very different way of growing up. I didn't have any peers that had the same influences. My parents are both musicians, and my dad was always so interested in all the American music, and he started playing all this heavy metal rock stuff on the army bases in Germany.
Yes.
And at
Yes.
some point, more country was requested, so he started learning all this country music. And yeah, I grew up with all the country CDs. That's all I did. I grew up in a town of 2,000 people, and all I did all day was listen to Patsy Cline and the Chicks and all the good stuff. Yeah.
I love that. So, yeah. So, a lot of people might be like, well, from Germany, you must not have discovered country until you moved to Nashville, but you probably wanted to come to Nashville because of all of this music.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So, you first came here at 19.
Yes.
That was to record. What was your first impression? I understand you had a moment outside the Bluebird Cafe.
Yes. I had a great friend called Mike Chapman. He was a bass player for Garth Brooks, and he was producing with me. And he took me to all the places, and one of those places was the Bluebird. And there was something deep, just spiritual going on when I was standing outside of the Bluebird. It sounds so cliche, but I swear that happened.
I
Yeah.
love it. Were you like, I'm going to be here one day?
I just knew, yeah.
And you've been in Nashville now, what, 11 years?
Yeah.
Okay, and I know there's no such thing as an overnight success in this town. It takes a minute, but great things are happening for you. You released an EP in, 2022?
Mm-hmm.
And you started touring with John Prine's brother,
Yes.
Billy Prine. Now, I've grown up with Billy. John was a dear friend of my dad's, so I've known Billy since I
Yeah,
was a little
I
kid.
know.
He's a wild man.
He is.
He can tell some good stories, and he's so incredibly good at continuing his brother's legacy. He can
Yeah.
sound like him and tell stories that no one else can tell. But what has that experience been like for you?
He is family at this point.
Yeah.
I've known him for 4 years, and I've never actually met John in person. I just saw him perform. And aside from getting to know John through Billy, with all the stories that only a brother can tell, Billy is, yeah, I'm visiting him tomorrow.
Give him my love.
Yeah, he's a wild man, but nobody can remember things and tell stories, and he's just a little gangster at heart, so it's fun to be around
I
him.
love it. Well, yeah, John Prine left such a legacy, such an impression on everyone. And like
Yeah.
you said, Billy has stories that only a brother can tell.
Exactly.
It helps us be able to stay close to John. And I'm just wondering, doing such a deep dive, going out and touring with Billy and harmonizing in all these songs with him, how has John's material influenced you as a writer?
Oh, absolutely. There's a mix that John Prine always recommended for songs. They have to have something sad, something funny, and a smirk, a spark, and a smile, and a tear. Dang it, I'm messing it up.
That's
right
okay, we
now.
can start
But
here.
it's a mix of sad, happy, and funny. Basically, is what was the recipe for a good song. And there's just every songwriter looks up to him, I think, for that reason, because he was just so amazing at mixing all the human emotions into one piece of art.
But there's so many artists that use that, because I know Casey Musgraves has talked about him, Eric Church talked about him. There's so many of those that make that relatable, because he played such a big role in as they were coming up, and they look up to him, and he's really set the table for a lot of songwriters.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Across all genres.
Okay. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I always say the beauty in John Prine's lyrics were you listen to the song and you think, well, I could have come up with that. He's not using fancy words. It's such a simple way to get a thought across, and yet nobody can come up with it like he does.
Yeah.
It's the simplicity, I think, that is so beautiful.
Yes.
Well, you've got new music we want to talk about. So we've
Yeah.
got more Scarlett on the way. It's Pickle Jar Up All Night. It's Pickle Jar Up All Night, and it's time for a woo-woo moment with our buddy Scarlett. Do you have a fun woo-woo story for us?
Yeah, it's probably a little more than fun. I was going through a really hard time a few years. I was going through a really hard time when I first moved here, and sorry. Do you want me to start over?
Sure.
Okay. Okay, so it's probably not just fun. It's a little deeper than that. I went through a hard time when I first moved here, and just in kind of a lot of trouble. And a friend of mine said, hey, I have this channeling appointment tomorrow. You have nothing to lose. Can you please go there? Because she's worried about me. And I wasn't so sure about all that. I, never had that before, and I wasn't so sure about past lives and all that stuff. And I showed up there. This was in Germany. And they explained how things happened, had to happen in that moment. And they knew things about me that were absolutely impossible for them to know. They were totally grounded, normal people with a carpenter business. And from then on, it was like, okay, this is proof that these things exist. And yeah, ever since then, I've been working with psychics for sure, regularly.
So they knew things about you that they couldn't have known. Did they also give you some guidance on maybe where your life was going to go, and did any of that come true?
Absolutely, yes. They confirmed the whole music path, and they also said it's gonna take longer than you think. And that basically my whole path would become more clearer the older I get with music, and that there's no rush. And that was amazing. And yeah, they knew that it would take me a long time to heal in that time, and it was just very confirming to know, okay, I'm not lost. It's okay.
Not lost at
Yeah.
all. That is your woo-woo moment on Pickle Jar Up All Night. It's Pickle Jar Up All Night. We have Scarlett in the studio with us, and it's time for a mentor moment. Do you have any wise words to pass along?
Yes, actually, this fits together with what I just said about being lost. I was staying with Irene Kelly when I first moved to Nashville for the first 3 months. She's an amazing bluegrass artist and a great songwriter. And I was, again, going through a hard time, and she looked at me and she said something I'll never forget. She said, "You are not as lost as you think you are." And there was just something so profound in those words, and I'll never forget that, ever.
So when we're feeling lost, we just need to trust the process?
Yes, and really understand that any of your thinking has nothing to do with reality. It's just the brain going nuts. It has nothing to do with what's actually going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wasn't it Lennon that said life is what happens when you're busy making other plans?
Yes.
And I feel like 99% of what we worry about never comes to pass.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you so much. That's your mentor moment with Scarlett on Pickle Jar Up All Night. It's Pickle Jar Up All Night. It is time for Fame Files with our friend Scarlett. Any fun stories about meeting someone famous?
Several, but maybe the most funny one, actually they're all kind of embarrassing, but
Those are the best ones, so yes.
I was working several jobs in the service industry, and one of the reasons I came to Nashville was because at this point there was Jack White here and Robert Plant and all the, not just the country people, but everybody that's incredibly creative. And one of the reasons was Jack White, for sure. And I was working at a smoothie store, and he walked in. And I was so nervous that I went to the back of the store, and I never came back out.
What?
Oh no!
So you don't even know what kind of smoothie he ordered?
Nope. But he came in again another time. And that time
It's like, did you stay that time?
I stayed
Okay.
that time. And I brought him his smoothie later. But somebody else had already made his. So it was embarrassing again. But it's okay.
What did he order? I want to know what flavor he
It
likes.
was a green drink.
Yikes.
That is your fame files on Pickle Jar Up All Night. That is adorable.
That's perfect. You brought up Robert Plant. I have a friend that Robert Plant walks his dog, and he has to live in their neighborhood. And Robert Plant walks by with his dog every day. He says,
Yeah.
I just want to go out and talk to him. He says, I'm not going to, but I want to go outside and talk to him.
Yeah.
He's like, it's so exciting. He's walking his dog.
We can get you tuned up now.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
get ready. Do you know what song you want to do? Is it going to be Whole Damn Package?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, we'll touch on the fact that you just played Song Suffragettes this last Monday and why it's such a great show to play. Talk about the new song and then have you play it.
And
Cool.
I will get you all mic'd up.
Thank you for y'all's patience.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
gosh.
Sometimes I just kind of freeze up and I
It's
can't find
okay.
words.
I go out of body sometimes when I'm being
Yeah.
interviewed. It's like I feel like I'm floating
Well,
up
you also
around
have
the
to think
ceiling.
about, too, it's...
Plus, you speak such beautiful English.
You do.
Oh,
But I would
thank
think that
you.
the brain still takes just a second sometimes. Or maybe not. Maybe it's so second nature at this point.
Thank you.
We rolling?
Yep, we're rolling.
It's Pickle Jar Up All Night. You're hanging out with Katie and Scott, and hanging out with us in the studio is our friend Scarlett. She brought her guitar today, so we are very excited to hear you play a song. But first of all, I'd love to talk about Song Suffragettes. You just played it this past Monday. You play it a few times a year. Why is it such a great show to be part of?
Song Suffragettes is a wonderful space for female writers to connect. That's really my favorite part about it. Every time I did a round, I have at least one new amazing female writer friend, like a genuine connection. And we support each other. There's so many writers that I met there that are now some of my closest, people here.
I love that.
That seems to be something, that's kind of everybody who comes in here, we've had suffragettes come in here for the last several months.
Yeah.
And everybody says the same thing. I end up making connections that I can write with, and they end up, like you said, they end up being some of your closest friends
Yeah.
because you're all kind of in this together.
Yeah.
And you help each other. You pick them up when you're down, and you're just together. And I think that people don't see that show. They don't realize what amazing talent is in that room. And I watch it because they stream it, and it always pops up on my phone, and I always get a chance to watch you guys. And it's amazing on how talented there are and the people that show up to watch it. I know, Katie, we talk about it every week. If you're coming to Nashville, you have to make that on your list. It's something you should see.
Absolutely. Every Monday night at the listening room.
Yeah, and the listening room's such a great place to see music anyway.
Yes.
And you have new music coming out,
Yes.
like tomorrow.
Yes.
This was timed well, and the song's called Whole Damn Package.
Exactly.
We'd love you to play the song. Do you want to tell us about it first?
Yeah, so I saw something on Instagram about the whole damn package, and I heard another quote in one of the many audibles I listened to about self-help, about the whole damn package and relationships and stuff. And I just knew I had to write this song. It's two girlfriends talking over happy hour about a guy, and I wrote this with Lacey Green, and yeah. Everybody check out Lacey Green. She's one of my favorites. And yeah.
Let's hear
You
it.
should hear it. It's an acoustic version that's dropping. I just wanted to start getting some music out. So
That's
I
great.
did
Well,
that one.
yeah, if you want to play it for us.
Yeah. Here we go. You're crying in your $20 salad bowl. It's only 2 p.m. I gotta turn my head to roll my eyes. We're really talking about this guy again. I've been trying to bite my tongue since loser Robbie came along back then. But this is my happy hour. I'm halfway through my whiskey sour. It's time for me to be a friend. You've been knocking on a door that'll never open. Stuck out settling for less. Honey, you're the whole damn package. You're just at the wrong address. If you ask me, he's just the worst. He's never gonna put you first, it's true. And there's 20 guys in here right now to sell the farm, to ask you out, dying to know what's all inside of you. You've been knocking on a door that'll never open, stuck out in the rain. You're waiting and hoping. You can't see it, I'll just say it. You're settling for less. Honey, you're the whole damn package. You're just at the wrong address. You're a gold mine, you're a sure thing. You're a home run, are you listening? You've been knocking on the door that'll never open, stuck out in the rain. You're waiting and hoping. You can't see it, I'll just say it. P-S-U-C-K-S. Honey, you're the whole damn package. You're just at the wrong address. Honey, you're the whole damn package. You're just at the wrong address.
Yeah.
That is great.
What a great song,
Thank
Scarlett. I
you.
love it.
That's
Okay,
fantastic.
how can people catch up with you, keep up with you, find your music?
Yeah, so if you're an Instagram or Facebook person or TikTok, it's all Scarlett songs. So just the A thing,
The at
the ad
symbol.
the ad
There
sign.
you go.
Yeah, I'm almost 40, and Scarlett songs, and you can find me mostly on there. And there's going to be a new Spotify profile actually once this music drops, and it's just going to be Scarlett. But I'll post about all that. So
I love it. Thank you so much for coming in, Scarlett.
thanks, y'all. Really
So
appreciate
good.
it.
Pickle Jar, Up All Night. That is a
Yay.
great song.
That's a great song.
That is
Thank
so
ya.
great.
That was great.
Yay!
Thank you so much.
Yay! Thank you. Let's get a picture with
That was
you.
so
That
easy.
was great.
And let's see if Anna B's out here so we can get more of a full length one. We often do selfies, but I know they like that. So